Not 24 hours after blistering testimony before Congress, Kristi Noem is out at DHS. She led Operation Metro Surge here in Minnesota, so there is a lot of reaction to her firing in our home state. Here's Sammy.
What we've seen is a disaster. Under your leadership, Ms. Noem, a disaster.
Following fiery exchanges on Capitol Hill, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem was fired by President Trump. She was grilled about Operation Metro Surge and a $220 million ad campaign.
I think would be helpful to know is how effective that communications has been. That
they
overwhelmingly
were effective in your name recognition.
In a statement, she said she was appointed to be the special envoy for the Shield of Americas.
This appears as an attempt to kill or to cause bodily harm to agents, an act of domestic terrorism. This looks like a situation where an individual arrived at this scene to inflict maximum damage on individuals and to kill law enforcement.
Noem's reaction to the killings of Renee Good and Alex Preddy were controversial and at times directly conflicted with witness video. Just days ago, Senator Amy Klobuchar called Noem out on those statements.
I just asked if you had anything you wanted to say to the parents or to the family of Renee Good after you called them domestic terrorists.
I can't even imagine what they have gone through in the loss of their son and the loss of their family members.
But how about
absolutely
specifically
tragic.
calling them domestic terrorists without any evidence of that?
Sir, ma'am, I did not call him a domestic terrorist. I said it appeared to be an incident of.
I think the parents saw it for what it was.
Over the phone, the senator told me Noem's removal is overdue.
This was a good decision to get her out of there, but it is a beginning. We have to have reforms with this agency.
She says more accountability is needed.
We're always going to have border agents, and we should. We want to have order at the border. We're going to have immigration enforcement. But the way they have been running this agency with roving gangs and violating people's constitutional rights and going after off-duty police officers is just wrong.
Someone needed to be held responsible.
Republican political analyst Amy Frederickson has been calling for Noem's removal and says her replacement, Republican Senator Mark Wayne Mullen of Oklahoma, has his work cut out for him.
The new leader needs to come in, fully acknowledge and examine what was done wrong and take all the corrective action needed to rectify that.
A statement from the Immigrant Defense Network reads, Secretary Noem's departure must not be treated as the closing chapter of this crisis. It must be the beginning of a full and independent investigation. Now, other immigrant advocacy groups I reached out to said that just because Noem is gone, it doesn't mean that DHS behavior will change. They emphasize the continued need for accountability regarding everything that happened during Operation Metro Surge. Jana?
So a pretty clear through line there saying, yes, this person has been dismissed, but still needing accountability for everything that happened here that was wrong.
Exactly. Just because that person changes doesn't mean that policy changes with all this.
All right, Sammy, thank you so much.